Employment background checks are utilized specifically for hiring decisions, whereas these due diligence investigations are utilized for risk mitigation and not tied to employment in any way. Employment checks are essentially checking the boxes, if you will, of did someone work where they said they worked? Did they go to school where they said they went? Were there any issues in the states, the counties, the cities where they claim they were in? Additionally, employment checks have to follow the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or the FCRA, whereas due diligence investigations do not, because they're not for hiring purposes. And so with due diligence investigations, we can report information beyond what the FCRA regulates, charges that don't lead to a conviction or negative findings beyond 7 years, for example. And then another piece is the consent. So any sort of employment check would require consent from the candidate if they know we're doing the background check. But due diligence doesn't always need that. We can conduct it with consent and get a little bit deeper of information, but it can also be done discreetly if a client so chooses. Maybe they're not ready to make that partner aware that they're thinking of doing some business with them. And so I'll say the last major difference is the check versus the investigation. We'll obviously expand on this as we talk today, but due diligence investigations do exactly that. They investigate. Our team of investigators search for information that somebody may not necessarily disclose or want someone to find out, whether they don't put it on their resume, they don't put it on a LinkedIn profile, they don't list it in an online biography. Our investigators can dig through hundreds of records at a time on an entity or an individual to piece together a story. And we don't draw conclusions for our clients. We just paint the full picture, and they get to make that decision that's best for their organization or specific situation.